सो स्टूडेंट्स, ज्योति जबलपुर से है और चंद्रिका, सिमी, कविता जायसवाल, विजया जी.
Ma'am, I am from Chennai.
Oh, great.
I'm from Chennai also, ma'am. I'm Chandrika.
Okay.
Oh, nice, ma'am. Very nice.
And Simi, Kailash.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Kavita Manhas. I'm from Delhi.
Okay.
Good evening, ma'am. I am Simi. I am from Delhi.
Okay, great. As I'm waiting, rest of the students will join. Then we will start our sessions. If you have any query till now, we will discuss.
Yes, ma'am. I have a query.
Yes, please.
Like, ma'am, you have given us the submission date till 30th of this month, March. But I still,
Assignment submission, right?
yes, ma'am, for the assignment submission for 5 assignments. But still, जो assignment 5 का जो I mean MCD 5 है, वो तो
Okay.
still I haven't received.
Material you are not received till now.
Yes, ma'am. Material.
So you can download from eGyanKosh,
Okay.
right? You can download from
Yeah,
there.
right. Make my assignment, complete my assignment.
Yes, you can download your study
What about
material
my
from.
project 2? Project 1, that practicum, that I
Yes.
have, but for project 2, I don't know anything about that.
Uh, Medha Sharma ma'am will take project 2 with you. Maybe आप लोगों के साथ शेयर किया गया है ना? I think schedule. She will conduct your session
Yes,
for in
ma'am. हाँ जी मैम.
project 2. Right.
और वन मोर थिंग मैम, कि ये जो वीडियोस हैं फॉर द
Project
वन,
videos.
हाँ जी,
हाँ.
वो
While working with the students you are talking about, ना?
while working with the, yes, during the first internship, 1 month internship program.
Right.
हाँ. तो ये कब तक हमें अपलोड करने हैं आपकी साइट पे, और कौन सी साइट पे अपलोड करने हैं?
ऐसा हमारी साइट पे नहीं अपलोड करना होगा. आप एक बार ढंग से उसकी गाइडलाइंस पढ़िए. मे बी आप लोग जब वीडियोस बनाएंगे स्टूडेंट्स के साथ, तब आप लोगों को
तो मैम,
गूगल पे, यूट्यूब पे वीडियोस अपलोड करनी है होगी.
वो है
YouTube.
the link we have to create, and we have to click on personal, that kind of thing there. So no one will be able to see those videos except our examiner. तो वो
Right.
कहाँ भेजना है?
वही बोल रहे हैं, अगर आप YouTube पे अपना चैनल बनाते हैं तो वो चैनल के लिए भी तो आईडी पासवर्ड मांगता होगा ना?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
अगर आप या गूगल ड्राइव पे भी बना रहे हैं, अगर आप गूगल ड्राइव पे भी डाल रहे हैं, तो उसके लिए भी आई थिंक पासवर्ड प्रोटेक्टेड होता है,
हाँ जी.
राइट? तो आप उसके लिंक्स जो है आप भेज सकते हैं. लिखना पड़ेगा आपको प्रोजेक्ट में ना वो लिंक्स जो है, तो हम लोग वो चेक कर सकते हैं जब आपने काम किया है.
ठीक है. तो ये जैसे मेरा रीजनल सेंटर जबलपुर है, तो मुझे उनको भेजना है या फिर मुझे दिल्ली भेजना है?
अपना प्रोजेक्ट वर्क,
हाँ जी.
मैम ये जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है मैं आप लोगों से सच में ना एक बार कंफर्म कर लूंगी. वैसे हमारे प्रोजेक्ट इवैल्यूएशंस जो भी होता है, प्रोजेक्ट जो है आपको डायरेक्टली मैदानगढ़ी सबमिट करना होता है हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी में.
ओके.
प्रोजेक्ट सबमिशन जो है, आपके असाइनमेंट सबमिशन आपके नियरर बाय होंगे, पर जो प्रोजेक्ट सबमिशन है वो मैदानगढ़ी होता है.
Ma'am, I'm so sorry for butting in, but please could you speak in English? because I don't understand Hindi, because this information will be
Okay,
very
no,
useful for everybody.
right,
Thank you.
right. No, no issue, Chandrika. As such, as per the IGNU guidelines, we need to submit our project work to the main university center. And main university is situated in Medangadi, right? And assignment you have to you can easily submit your study centers or nearby regional centers.
There is any last date to submit the project work and the videos, ma'am?
No, right now, as such, you can submit your project work till June.
Okay, thank you,
Till
ma'am.
June or the end of this month, ma'am?
Assignment you need to submit in this month.
Okay. The thing is, I have not received my book 5 and the
Okay,
MCDP Practicum Part 2.
practicum. Okay,
I've
so
not
you
received
can
it.
download, ma'am. You can download from the e-Gyan Kosh.
Downloading that many pages of volume 5, because it's quite voluminous, ma'am.
As
That
such, it is available on the PDF mode. So when you download a single file, it will comes in the PDF form.
But the thing is, I found it convenient with the as a book in front of me. That's the reason why I opted for the hard copy. So
As such, maybe or wait for some time. What should I say? Or you can ask from your
yeah,
regional center if they have available.
I'm following up. I'm writing to the grievance cell and everything. I'm yet to
Okay.
receive my part 5. Uh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Only part five. Rest of the books you have.
Yes, I've got the other books 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've got. It's only part 5, which is to do with
And
disabled
okay,
children, or I mean, the differently abled children. Uh,
differently
and
able.
and the other one is the practicum part 2. These are the only two things which I have to receive.
Okay.
Same.
Project one and project two you received.
I've got the project 1. The
Okay.
part
Project.
part 2 I'm yet to receive. I have not yet received that.
Okay.
And one more thing, ma'am, there are a
Hi,
lot of
ma'am.
printing mistakes in like that MCD3. There are
Okay.
three books of MCD3, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. And
Okay.
one for mathematics, one for the language, and one for
Language.
yes. So there are lot of mistakes in that. If the chapter,
Printing mistakes you are talking about, or
ma'am, like if you see the uh, that MCD for language, the chapter of language is going on in that, and in between suddenly
hmm,
EVS chapter is included in that. Few pages of EVS chapter, and then again the
hmm.
next chapter. So
All the pages are mixed from all the three volumes. The
yes,
page swapping is there.
all the three volumes.
Okay, this is the printing mistakes or maybe
To
binding
whom we
mistakes.
should complain for this regarding so that this don't happen in the future. To whom
Huh.
we can complain.
It's okay. I'll
Ma'am,
just
have written email also.
give the information from the center, right?
Hi,
Okay.
ma'am. Good
Yes.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, I have one query. That supervised practicum, when should we submit that? What is the last date for that?
As such, you can submit your project work till June.
Yeah, project work. Then supervised practicum means what is that? That is also project work, kind of.
There is a some few activities is there in your practicum work.
Yeah.
So you need to, there is given the procedure in that manual,
Okay.
you can go through that
Yeah, but I want to know when we need to submit that. That is the only thing.
June. June.
June only. Okay.
Yes.
Only assignment only we need to submit by this month
Yes.
end.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Only
I'm
assignment.
also okay. Okay. Tell me, ma'am.
No, no, I'm just saying the same thing. Only assignment you have to submit till 31st March.
Okay, ma'am. I am also yet to receive book 5 and project 2.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other query? Yes, Sangeeta. Yeah, maybe you are driving. Be
Hello,
safe. Yes, Sangeeta.
ma'am. My doubt is, so the supervised practicum and the project will be, we should do it after the exams or before the exams, ma'am?
Both the options are available. You can, if you want to complete your project work within the time frame, within a year, so you can submit your project work till June. Or
Ma'am,
if you
April and May there will be
listen
no
carefully, dear,
exam.
listen
So
carefully,
it is
listen.
practically not possible for us to do in April, May, no, ma'am. So that is
That's
why.
no, dear, listen carefully first. That's why I'm saying if you are not able to complete your work, so you
Yes.
can continue and you can submit your project practicum till September or October, right?
Okay.
There
So
is no
technically,
issue.
if we write the exams, what is the time period that we will get the certificate, ma'am? If we complete the exam and the course and everything, project and.
When you complete everything, to definitely within 3 months you get the result,
Okay.
right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Where do I know what the content I should write in the assignments, ma'am? And how many assignments we need to submit by March, ma'am? Thank you.
You have 5 theory papers. You need to make 5 assignments. One assignment for the each subject, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to make 5 assignments. Separately, you need to submit.
Okay. Like what we should write in the assignment, where can I know about those details, ma'am, for each subject?
You can download your assignments from the eGyan or your portal, IGNU portal. Say you can download your assignments.
Okay, ma'am. I'll just check that. Thank you, ma'am. So for the March deadline, we need to submit 5 written assignments
Yes,
to
5
the
written.
regional center. Either we
Yes,
can directly go and give, isn't it, ma'am? Or else we can mail
yes,
them.
yes. But hard copy you can submit to your regional center.
Ma'am, for the
Okay, thank you,
practicum,
ma'am.
for practicals, that thing June, by when is the last date, ma'am? June 30th or any
June
specific date?
30th. June
Okay.
30th you can submit.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, one more query. Just in case I complete the assignments in this time, like say March end, but I'm not able to do my practicals. If I do it after June, is this fine?
Yes, you can do it after June.
So apart from the assignments and the practicals, do we need anything else, ma'am, before the
No,
appearing for the exam?
no, only assignments, practical and project work.
Project work. Okay, ma'am.
How many of you go through your course content, and how many of you are already from that from the same background, child development background or human development background?
Hello, ma'am. One more doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, the examination link was made available. In the notification, it was mentioned that we have to pay for the project supervised practicum also. But we were able to pay only for the written exams only. We were able to make the payment. Is that any separate payment or a thing will be made available, or what is the
Only
procedure?
examination fees you need to pay, as
Okay.
well as your evaluation of project work you need to pay.
But that was not available while selecting, ma'am. Only MCD 1 to 5, MCD 001 to 5 only.
So no issue. Maybe that charges is included in your fees because this is a new course. Those
Okay.
students are old from the old batches. They need to pay that project evaluation fees,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Hmm. Maybe it is included in your fees.
Okay.
Uh, Ma'am, should we be paying the fees sometime now, ma'am?
Because
As anything?
nowadays, no, you need to fill your examination
No,
form,
as
no?
has it come out yet, ma'am? Because I'm not aware of this.
You can submit your form on the all maybe online mode. You can submit your examination form.
I mean, are the forms out in the online mode? I am not.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is out.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes.
And when will the exams be?
In June.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Now, shall I start my course?
Yes, ma'am.
MCD-1.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why I'm asking you how many of you belongs to the human development background? No one?
No, ma'am.
Sure.
What was the question, ma'am?
Ma'am,
हाँ जी बोलिए.
What was the question, ma'am?
ऐसा I'm just want to know कि how many of you are belongs to the human development background.
hello, ma'am. I'm working as a teacher. I don't know is this a human development program kind of thing?
In
But
that
it's related to
you
that.
done your B.Ed, na? B.Ed or
No,
NTT.
no, ma'am.
Okay.
Nothing.
You
Yeah,
done. Okay. If you
I'm doing this to continue my job. This degree, PG diploma
okay.
in early childhood for pre-primary teachers.
Yes, ma'am. I am B.Ed. I've done my B.Ed and I am doing this course to do to teach the primary class, pre-primary classes, and first, second class also.
Is it my screen is visible?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, not yet.
And ma'am, you are also not audible. If you
You
can be
audible at my side, ma'am. I'm able to hear you, ma'am.
Okay. So it's maybe from your end you have the issue. Is it my screen is visible?
not yet.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Now?
Not to me.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Share your screen. No, not happening. Now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. The first chapter we are able to see.
All of you have the same
Yes,
course content, right? As such, we are discussing in this about the human development, how human development means how humans behavior and how the child is grow, right? What kind of factors it's affecting for the development of the baby. As such all of you are adult, we can easily when we discussing the things, as they say somebody is already working in the school, so those you have those many of you having the same experience with dealing with the childrens, so you can easily understand these concepts like socio cultural context of childhood, like gender, social class, and religion. What is the social cultural context of childhood? In socially, we have lots of members. When family members living together, then become a social factors, right? The number of people in the family, the custom, traditions, values, and beliefs of the family and community, economic status, place of stays. Maybe the child is re- sorry, um, stay in village or city or tribal state. So definitely their upbringing is different due to the family environment, due to the environmental factors, due to the economical status, right? So definitely the child is having the different kind of experiences. So does the society one lives in determines one experiences of childhood. Every child have their own experiences, right, to grow in the same manner. Like family environment, it affects. How many of you feel that the gender is also affect the development of the baby? Is gender reason is affected the child of the development in the development form?
Yes, ma'am.
How?
Because in India, the gender influences the
Right.
social culture, the education of child.
Child, right.
Mostly, yes, because in India, we accept, mostly in Indian societies, we expect the
Indian
girls to do household chores and the boys, they can go to the school and they will do better in the education field or other
education,
fields. So
right,
this is the, in India, it is the biggest problem now. Yeah.
right. So this kind of factor we have in our societies having, just because of these factors, maybe girls also affected the same issues in some areas. The birth of a boy is an occasion of rejoicing, while in many cases the birth of a girl become a cause of worry. In maybe not every area, or maybe lower income group peoples face the same thing, or maybe villagers or tribal peoples facing the same thing, but not in every culture, or metropolitan peoples maybe not facing these kind of issues, or maybe educated peoples, because nowadays only one child is policy is accepted. Most of the working parents, those who are working, they just want one child, or maybe it's a boy or girl, they are happy. So definitely it affects, right? And in many areas, uh, how many of you noticed in labor class, those who are daily wages people, as such, younger child is handling the younger siblings, right? Or if the girl is younger, elder one, so definitely he caregiver, like a caregiver, like a mother to the younger child. So it affects the girl's development in that case. I think please mute yourself. Somebody is like a social class to which a person belongs to is determined by her education, occupation, and family's income. People belongs to the upper social class, have high income and live in big houses. Lower class, lower social class is associated with the marginal income, often close to poverty, low level of education and smaller dwelling. Between the rich and the poor there are several levels of socio-economical status. Families of the low social class. A family belonging to the lower social class does not have enough money to buy all the necessities of life. Children may not get adequate food and clothes since resources are scarce. Girls get a lesser share. Houses are usually of one or two rooms shared by the entire family. Children live in crowded houses. In slum and crowded dwelling, the surrounding may be dirty and unhygienic, which may lead to infections and diseases. Many of the needs and desire of the children in poor family remain unfulfilled. Extreme poverty compound these problems. In such cases, children may not get one full meal a day, and if they do not have a house, they sleep on the roadside or on railway platforms. This is very often very common in our Indian society. Families of the middle and high social class. Families belonging to the middle and high social class are well off and children do not lack the basic necessities of life. Both boys and girls get adequate amount of food and clothing and do not generally suffer lack of the health care. Most of the families can purchase play material for children from the markets as such as doll guns, puzzle sets, drawing books, color and etc. Right? In part in economic activities early in life, whether they assist in day-to-day household activities depends on the family. If there is a hired help, as in the case of well-off families, children may not help in household tasks. In a rich family, the child has more luxuries. She does not need to take a bus to go to school since she will be taken by car. The child usually has more clothes, expensive play materials, and a variety of foods to eat. Asa, I'm just asking you personally this question. This kind of things is actually helping the child or just betray the development of the anyone? If these kind of lifestyle is helping in the development or affecting the development.
Affecting the development, ma'am.
Okay. How you can say this? Because they are not exploring things. They get easily, they don't have that much confidence. They just get the things easily, right?
Right.
Ideally, education is expected to develop independence, clarity of thoughts, and assertiveness with the changing values in our society. These traits are being encouraged, but a contradiction in the attitude towards girls is still apparent. While encouraging girls to pursue education, parents still expect them to be submissive and obedient. They scold the girl for being outspoken and aggressive, pointing out. Is this true? But nowadays, is I think scenario is totally different in higher income group peoples or the middle income group peoples. Most of that girls are more aggressive nowadays or outspoken rather than boys. Is it true or not? Please share your experiences that actually help your course.
Yes, ma'am.
When you writing your answers now, so these discussion actually help you to write the examples, right?
Definitely, ma'am. But still in rural areas, we can't say that girls have more privilege or they are able to speak much because again in rural areas, still in India, uh, the case is same. But definitely in urban areas
Urban.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. So, ma'am, there we have like girls have opportunity and we are more focused on equality. But if in case of rural areas, still the scenario is same. Thank you, ma'am.
Right. As such, we have only four theory classes for this course, and this is very lengthy course. So I just go hurry in that. And how religion affects, because every religion has their own values, their own rules. So it's actually effective in the development. Anyone? Any example? Family structure and interrelationships. इसका example तो definitely many of you can give. Family structure and interrelationships. How?
Family structure means if it is an joint family, the child could have more attention of the grandparents, and more than mother and father, grandparents have a lot of experience to handle the children.
Children.
In nuclear family, parents also suffer as well as the child also
Kind of.
suffer.
Right. Or we cannot say suffer on in that case. They have their different values.
Ah, yeah.
Right. In that case, if the mother is working, or mother is the only caregiver of the child, right? So
Yes,
child is totally dependent on the mother, and mother
mother.
need extra
Mhm.
care.
In this case, mother has lot of stress than comparing to your mother in a joint family.
Right. And in the joint families, child learns many values of. In that case, child learns to how to value others. If the child is living alone only with the parents, they are not learning the same values, because in that case child learns to how to share their things with others. Sharing habit also develops when the child is living with grandparents or with the other family members like uncles, aunt, or their families.
Ma'am,
Yes, please.
hi. So I'm not actually from this background, so
Okay.
I'd be happy to, listen to others' experiences, like
Hi,
from their
so
work practice. There's one thing that I noticed, with respect to family structure. Um, I believe it will affect the, communication of the child.
yes,
So
when we discuss about the communication, like all that five developments, definitely in every factor child is actually affected, right? Like physically, if more people there to help to how to walk, how to stand, how to understanding. So
yeah, yeah,
if,
yeah,
if the child is living with the parents only and mother is working, or not working, but she is busy with the household chores also, no?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
she
yeah.
don't have that much time to give to the baby.
Exactly. So the attention is less.
Right.
So there is less opportunity to listen to what the what others will be communicating. So I
Right.
think it differs with in
In the
that
same
aspect.
thing, like I'll just give you the example of physical development, and you are
Yeah.
giving the example of the language development. Right? We're having
Yeah,
a five
yeah, yeah.
sectors of development.
Hmm.
Yes. How many you speak with the child, with the
Yeah.
baby, or
Hmm.
that much he learns. Right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you so
Ma'am,
much.
Ex-
there can be one more aspect.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm correct or not. If the child is in a nuclear family, then the child will become independent in a very less span of time. And if the child is staying with a joint
Grandparent.
family, yes.
Ma'am,
So
it's totally agree with you. Uh, but is this situation is different. If the mother is overprotective, or if the mother is doing everything for the child, so again, child will not have the independence. It's totally dependent. Agar if child is living with the joint family, but parents or grandparents are understanding the same thing, or they give the same opportunity to do their work themselves. So definitely in that scenario, child will learn. It's totally dependent if how parents or caregiver or grandparents give the opportunity to learn.
right, right. Totally agree, ma'am.
So, right. I'll just give you the one example when I'm working with the underprivileged children. In the orphanage, there is a 2-year-old boy who is not able to walk even. 2-year-old, right? So that is the finding. कि when that boy don't have any furniture, light furniture. Have you seen when the child is starting to stand to hold some objects?
Yeah, yeah. For
If
support.
in the orphanage they don't have that kind of object to hold, so how the child is stand, and how the child will learn to walk? Firstly, he should stand properly, then he will start walking. When we teaching our children, so we holding their hands and we give that environment. No, we are there. When the child feels safe and secure, then he just take a one step to ahead for walking. Right? When the in the orphanage there is no emotional person there, there is no materialistic furniture there, then how the normal child, a 2-year-old normal child, start learning? It's totally dependent on the ecological setup, you can say, or you can easily say okay, it's dependent on the child to child their growth. एक 2 साल का नॉर्मल बच्चा भी प्रॉब्लम फेस कर सकता है जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ he or she don't have that emotional person, or as well as they don't have हम लोग बच्चे को वॉकर दे देते हैं ना, द चाइल्ड डोंट हैव द वॉकर, चाइल्ड डोंट हैव दैट प्लास्टिक चेयर्स जो इजीली मूवेबल होती है बच्चों के लिए घर में, राइट? सो वो सारे फैक्टर्स भी इफेक्ट करते हैं डेवलपमेंट के लिए. ये जो अभी हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे अबाउट द डेवलपमेंट, the same unit, basic concept in child development. What is that development and growth? Anyone who heard about that name, development and growth? Sometimes differentiation comes in this. What is the difference between development and growth? Anyone who know about that word?
Ma'am, growth refers to the physical development.
Right.
and the other was
Development.
it's the behavioral, cognitive, like holistic.
Right, holistic development. Yes.
Yes.
Development is a continuous process, and growth is for the certain period, like height and weight. It's increasing at a certain age of time, right? And development is a continuous. Today we are learning so many new things, so it comes in development, right? The term development is used for changing in a person's physical and behavioral traits that emerge in orderly ways and last for a responsible period of time. The three main characteristics of these changes are that they are progressive, orderly, and long lasting. And growth refers to physical increase in the size of the body, increase in weight, height, and the size of internal organs is growth. Growth refers to a quantitative changes, a change that can be measured. Right? Please give mark these points when you writing in that in the pointer manner. Na, what is the difference between growth and development? So you can write this. This is a quantitative changes which we can calculate, with which we can measure, and development we cannot measure in the quantitative form. We cannot measure in number form. Now, how much you develop verbally, how much you develop, how much you learn. A newborn baby would simply be a bigger baby at the age of 20 years. Something else happens along with increase in size. There is a change in form and an increase in the complexity of body parts and their functioning, thinking abilities, and social skills. Among many others, in the other words, we do not merely grow but also develop. Development thus refers to both quantitative as well as qualitative changes. It includes changes not only in structure but also in function. Development may be defined as orderly and relative, enduring changes over time and physical. Development in the complexity of thoughts and social skills, as also in the use of language. Stages of development. The first stage is infancy, second is childhood, next is early child. The period of childhood is from 2 to 12 years of age is called early childhood age. And this phase is also divided into two parts: early childhood and later childhood, middle childhood. 2 to 6 years is early childhood and 7 to 12 years is middle childhood. And your course is designed till the age of 8. In this age, till this age, 6 to 12 years, the child is mature, child is fully developed, you can say. Their organs is grown till now. And the child is in the age group 6 to 12 year has maturated a great deal and is expected to behave more responsibly than the preschoolers. Like parental expectations of the child increase, the child moves out of the home to help the family members in their work and may even go to school all by herself. Middle childhood is the period when the child becomes involved in learning skills that will help her to take up a vocation later on. The next stage is referred to as the period of adolescence, like 12 to 18, like 13, when the teenagers, 13 to 18, 19. The beginning of this period marked by puberty. Puberty refers to the stage around 11 to 14 year of age. As it's very common, girls grow early than boys, almost 2 years early than boys. And there is a spurt in physical growth. This results in a rapid increase in height and weight and the emergence of secondary sexual characteristics like facial hair in boys and development of breast in girls. The onset of puberty is earlier for girls than for boys. These rapid physical changes need emotional readjustment. Areas of development is important, like physical development. We have 5 areas of development, commonly 5 areas of development, like physical development, motor development, social emotional development, and cognitive development. And last one is language development. Physical development refers to physical changes in the size, structure, and proportion of the part of the body that take place from the moment of conception. Motor development means the development of control over body movements. This result in increasing coordination between various parts of the body as a result of physical and motor development. The child acquire many abilities. These developments will bring about the change from an infant who at the time of birth is capable of only living on her back to one who learns to roll over. Is it true only child can lay down और कुछ नहीं कर सकता है at the birth of the when the child is infant? How many of you think that? Hold her head, sit, walk, run, and climb stairs. The improving coordination between the eye and the hand movement will help her to eat food without smearing, and, smearing it on her faces. Right? These activities comes in motor development. Next is language development. All of you know about the language. What is the first language of the ये बताएगा first language क्या है? How the child express their things.
Ma'am, by crying.
Right.
Excuse me,
First,
ma'am, by crying.
right. जब बच्चा रोता है then only mother understand कि yes baby is crying just because of he's hungry or maybe he's laying down in the wet area or maybe he or she facing some stomach ache or any मतलब so through crying he just passed on the message to the mother, right? Then after that he start going babbling one word. At first the child indicates a need for water through crying. Then she learns to say water. A little later she say mummy water. And finally she spoke a complete sentence at the age of 3. When the child say complete sentence, mummy I want to drink water. She will be about 3 years by this timeline. Cognitive development. What is that cognitive development? Any one of you who said cognitive क्या होता है?
And where he started he started solving problems
When we start thinking.
slowly in
When
their
he start thinking. Not solving the problem, just thinking.
Like brain
yeah, he
development.
started thinking. Yeah, yeah.
Their brain development to start from the conception.
Yeah,
Right? After conception, brain development start.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, ma'am.
Critical
It
thinking
started
is included
thinking.
for development. Critical thinking.
When the child just thinking capabilities in the individual. We can see how the child's thinking develop and changes from one age to the next. The infant is not born with the reasoning and thinking abilities of adults, right? In fact, the infant acts as if an object that is removed from her sight does not exist anymore. These things we will learn in cognitive part in the later on, right? At the age of 7 to 8 months or 9 months, when the child starts crawling, at this age, the same factors happen. If things only exist when the child can see, it's just disappear from their eyes. The things is just not exist anymore, right? Gradually, she learns that objects and people are permanent and they exist even if she cannot see them. That's why that peekaboo game is very common, right? Through peekaboo, we teach that no, things is there. चाहे आपने आंखें बंद कर ली है, चाहे आपने hide कर ली है, but still that a person or that object is there, right? As well as size, shapes, color concepts, ascending, descending orders. All these things comes in cognitive part, right? Where the child use their brain to understand, to learn new things, right? Thus, at each stage of a person's life, the ability to think is qualitatively different and more developed compared to the earlier stage. Next is social development. Is this child having their social relationships? Anyone? What is that social development? These are my kids.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm just saying.
Social relationships with the persons take care of him or himself or herself at the early age. Initially, child is socially connected with his mother, his or her
Mother.
mother and
First
father and the
caregiver.
family only, and later on with the children who are playing around him, or with the people who are in neighborhood, his or her neighborhood, and talking to him or her. So by these activities, child develop socially.
Okay. Anyone who can want to explain?
When the child is coming out of the house, it starts to recognize the places where he or she goes. It's a temple, it's a market, like that.
At the social places you are talking about. We just say social development. When the child is having the relationship with their mother, with the father, these are the social person. Na? You are the individually one, right? जिससे भी आपका relationship है, it's a socially. We are related to the. We only said na yes, you are your. She is your mom, she is your father, he is your father, and she is your mom. We are saying how the child learns. Gradually, he learns now to say mama or say papa. These words making the relationship, right? ये आपकी दादी है, ये दादाजी हैं, चाचा जी हैं, ये चाची हैं। वी जस्ट गिव दैट नेम, पर अदरवाइज ये सारे सोशल पर्सन मिलके बच्चे का आप समझ रहे, सोशल रिलेशनशिप्स तो किसी के साथ भी हो सकते हैं। तो फर्स्ट सोशल पर्सन ऑफ द चाइल्ड इज जस्ट मदर, वी कैन। बच्चे का कैसा रिलेशनशिप है सबके साथ, पहले बच्चे का सोशल रिलेशनशिप बना अपनी मदर के साथ, देन फिर फादर के साथ, फिर रेस्ट ऑफ द फैमिली मेंबर्स के साथ, जो वो भी ग्रेजुअली, जो बहुत फ्रीक्वेंटली घर में आते हैं, जो और दोज पीपल हु आर जस्ट लिविंग विद देम, विद द चाइल्ड, राइट? If the child is living in the joint family, so there is a grandparents there, uncle and aunt, bua, chacha there. That child learns with how to deal with that relationships. So these comes in social development, not social places.
So, so initially, it's with respect to how they can interact with another person, who can
Person,
be
correct.
anyone, and
Right.
then later on, they get to learn like which is the appropriate way to, express
Right.
certain things or
Express.
interact with the other person.
Right. And we teach them. Initially, child show the tantrums now, or show the separation anxiety, stranger anxiety, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Next is emotional development. Again, social and emotional is uh, the same part. Emotional development like anger, joy. When the child is expressing their fear, anxiety, sorrow, right? Separation anxiety, which I am talking about. As the child grow up and become aware of acceptable way of behavior, a variety of emotions also emerge. As an infant, she expressed only discomfort and delight. Gradually, she learns to control this and express anger in other way. What is personality? All the factor counts to make a personality of the child. All the factors which we discussed till make a person's personality. How the person is physically looks, how the person socially behave, how the person using the language in front of the others. It shows, it makes the personality, right? Personality is a word that we often use while describing a person. What is personality? If you have observed children and adults over a period of time, you would have noticed this. Every individual has a characteristic way of thinking, feeling, relating to people, and reacting to situations which she display in a wide variety of situations and settings. Each child has a unique personality. That's why I'm saying that all the factors we discussed, these things comes in to making a double personality of the child. What the child think about herself is an important part of her personality since it determines how she interacts with others. A child who feels confident and happy likely to be affectionate with others. Personality thus refer to a person characteristic way of relating to others and distinct pattern of thinking and feeling about oneself. Interrelationship among various areas of development. This may make you think that development in each area occurs independent of the others, but this is not so. Development in each area affect development in others. Development of physical skill makes the infant mobile, increase her range of activity, and help her to explore her surrounding. This also helps in cognitive development, language development, helps the child to communicate better. It also allows her to interact with more people. This interaction has a significant influence on her social development. The increasing complexity of thoughts and social interaction helps her to understand concept of right and wrong and good and bad. When we observe or talk about a child, we have to study her as a whole person. The child is a complete person with the experiences and skill in one area, influence, influencing the development in other. The effect of each area of development cannot be separated out easily. We do not know any child well until we know her in all spheres of functioning. I think this concept is clear to everyone. Importance of the study of child development. Again, describing universal pattern of development. Universal pattern is the same. Like first child, there is a fixed pattern. I'll just show you. Importance of the period of infancy and early childhood age. Why this period is important? Importance of the period of infancy and early childhood age. Those who are teachers who can give the answer. Why this age is important? Because your course is designed for the age of early childhood age. Why this age group is so important? Because this is the learning age, we can say. In this time
And because learning
yes, please.
plus 80% of brain
Okay.
development is, yeah, ma'am, it is during this stage happen.
That's why it's called as learning age, learning stage. In this age, child learn faster than rest of the period. इस एज में हम वोकेबलरी आप समझ रहे हैं वॉक का मतलब एक जस्ट न्यूबॉर्न बेबी जस्ट बॉर्न हुआ है लेटने से एक लेटे रहने से लेके ऑक्सीजन ड्यूरिंग prenatal in the prenatal period child does not take oxygen directly. Love. On that period infant is not breathing and after birth he learned how to breathe first. समझ उस चीज को लर्न करने से लेके आप 8 साल के बच्चे को देखिए हाउ मच ही लर्न ब्रीदिंग हाउ टू ब्रीथ से लेके हाउ टू वॉक हाउ टू eat how to learn how to read everything in this phase he is learning. That's why these two stages are very important. The second reason of the significance of period of infancy and early childhood arise from the first, since development is proceeding at a very fast rate, unfavorable experiences such as lack of adequate food, nurturance and care, unhealthy living conditions, sickness, lack of interaction with the adults, exploitative working conditions, will hinder development to a considerable extent. In the same way, favorable experiences will foster development, as both favorable and unfavorable experiences will have a strong impact during this period. Anyone have any example of any bad example, unfavorable experience, for example? Anyone? Unfavorable experience example? I'll give you two examples. I'm doing my master's. On that time, I'm just doing a case study on the behavioral problems. Right? On that time, I just saw a 10-year-old child. बट उसकी प्रॉब्लम जो है जब वो 6 साल का था तब से स्टार्ट हो गई थी जब मैंने उस बच्चे को देखा दैट टाइम द चाइल्ड इज एट द एज ऑफ 10 जब उस बच्चे का यंगर चाइल्ड आप समझ रहे हैं जब उसका सेम सिबलिंग यंगर सिबलिंग बॉर्न हुआ तब से उसका बिहेवियर प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट हुआ था उसने अगेन बेड वेटिंग करना स्टार्ट कर दिया तो पेरेंट्स नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाई द चाइल्ड इज डूइंग द दीस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स तो उसको समझने के बदले पेरेंट्स ने उसको आप समझ रहे ह्यूमिलेट करना स्टार्ट कर दिया इन फ्रंट ऑफ एवरीवन कि एट द एज ऑफ 6 ही इज जस्ट डूइंग द बेड वेटिंग अगेन व्हेन ही इज नॉट कंट्रोलिंग तो उसके स्कूल में कंप्लेन कर दी कि टीचर्स आप देख लीजिए कि बच्चा ऐसे क्यों कर रहा है तो अगेन टीचर ने भी समझाने के बदले पूरी क्लास के सामने उसको ह्यूमिलेट किया कि बताओ इतने बड़े हो गए तुम बेड वेटिंग करते हो वो humiliation that humiliation the child is not cannot handle it on that time he just left the school he don't want to go to school he don't want to play with the children's uh, with the neighbors children he stopped doing everything तो उसके पेरेंट्स ने उसको स्कूल भेजना बंद कर दिया वो जाना ही नहीं चाहता था बंक करने लगा स्कूल नहीं जाता था जब मैंने उस 10 साल के बच्चे को देखा वो बहुत अच्छी ड्राइंग करता था और बीच में बड़ा सा सर्कल बना के उस पर डबल टी लिख देता था क्योंकि उसको सब टॉयलेट टू नाम से चिढ़ाते थे तो उसने साइकिलिंग करना मतलब जो उस एज ग्रुप के बच्चे करते उसने सब छोड़ दिया तो व्हाट आर दी अनफेवरेबल एक्सपीरियंसेस एक एग्जांपल तो मैं अपने बेटे के साथ के बच्चे का ही देती हूँ आपको वो बच्चा सेम मेरे बेटे के स्कूल में पढ़ता था वहां पे वो प्ले स्कूल में बिल्कुल नहीं बोलता था घर में आसपास फ्रेंड्स के साथ सबके साथ बोलता है और स्कूल में वो बिल्कुल भी नहीं बोलता था एक वर्ड भी नहीं प्ले स्कूल में एक वर्ड नहीं बोलता था फिर वो फॉर्मल स्कूल में बाल भारती में एडमिशन हुआ उसको वहां पे भी उसका यही सेम प्रॉब्लम था बिल्कुल नहीं बोलता क्लास में मतलब बिल्कुल नहीं बोलता तो अब उसकी क्या प्रॉब्लम रही होगी किसी को समझ ही ना आए कि क्यों नहीं बोल रहा है एक बच्चा होता है अगर उसको ऑटिज्म है कि सोशली इश्यूज है तो वो फिर वो नेबर्स में भी किसी के साथ नहीं बोलेगा आसपास पार्क में भी नहीं खेलेगा राइट पर जो बच्चा सोसाइटी में खेल रहा है सोसाइटी के फ्रेंड्स के साथ खेल रहा है बच्चों के साथ सबके साथ अच्छे से इंटरेक्ट कर रहा है सिर्फ स्कूल में नहीं बोल रहा है तो मे बी he faced some problem in the school maybe he faced some bad experience so that's why the early years are therefore critical periods of the development of many abilities आप समझ रहे हैं तो अनफेवरेबल सिचुएशंस जो होती हैं वो भी जैसे हमने बोला फेवरेबल चीजें जो हैं वो लॉन्ग लास्टिंग इम्पैक्ट देती हैं ऐसे ही अगेन अनफेवरेबल एक्सपीरियंसेस आल्सो गिव द बैड लॉन्ग लास्टिंग इम्पैक्ट in the development. Development is not a result of the mechanical act of feeding, bathing, and physical care, but rather of a feeling of total well being that arises from growing up in an atmosphere of love and warmth with opportunities for learning. The third reason for the significance of the period of infancy and early childhood emerges from the fact that research has shown that the first few years of life influence later behavior टू अ लार्ज एक्सटेंट। जो भी मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया, वो 6 साल का बच्चा था, वो आज भी एट द सेम बिहेवियर उस बच्चे को है। आई थिंक ये पार्ट क्लियर है सबको। Is there any doubt in this, or anyone who can share their experience? No one has any example? Next is principle of development. One is cephalocaudal and proximal right direction of development. Head to toe direction and center to outward form. Right, this is a principle of development during prenatal period. In the prenatal period, head to toe direction में हमारा body का development होता है, right? Improvement in structure and function comes first in the head region, then in the trunk, and finally in the leg region. The principle is applicable in the case of prenatal before birth as well as postnatal after birth development. It has been observed that in the embryo, the head region is the first to develop, followed by the trunk and then the limbs. In fact, 8 weeks after conception, the head comprises half the entire length of the embryo. In the entire prenatal life, head continues to be the fastest growing part of the body. This is not to say that the rest of the body is not developing simultaneously. It is simply that the head is developing faster. Any one of you observe that when the newborn baby is, any one of you observe newborn baby, their head areas is larger than the rest of the body. Anyone noticed?
Yes,
And now you can observe yourself, your rest of the body except head is larger in size. Your hand, your legs, your trunk area is bigger than the head area. This comes in centered to outward form, right? During pregnancy, during prenatal periods, head to toe form, uh, this child is developed, grow, and after that, head center of the body to the end, right? In that direction, the development proceed outwards. There is a picture like head in the toe form, head to toe form, and center to outward. Like pehle your shoulders will increase in size, then your elbow, then your this area, then palm, then fingers will increase, right? I think this is clear. Center to outward form and head to toe form. Again, there is a 6 differences in the rate of development. Again, girls grow definitely faster than boys. In this, there is some example of that. If what is that critical period? Anyone of you know about that critical word, critical period? In every age, when every stage of life, we had different difficulties or different unfavorable situations that called critical period. अभी अनफेवरेबल एक्सपीरियंसेस की वजह से हाउ दैट चाइल्ड unfavorable experiences की वजह से, right? The child face suffer and favorable condition है तो definitely जो बेबी है जो चाइल्ड है बहुत अच्छे से ग्रो करेगा mentally भी physically भी and language भी cognitive भी in every area child grow appropriately. A critical or sensitive period is that time period in life when an environmental influences has its greatest impact on the development of the child. During this period, specific experience affect the development of the child more than they do at other times. जो अभी इससे पहले एग्जाम्पल दिया था उससे आई थिंक दिस पॉइंट इज क्लियर. The biological readiness refers to the maturation, like motor developments जो है हमारे जब तक हमारी बायोलॉजिकली हम लोग रेडी नहीं होंगे तो वी कैन नॉट लर्न हाउ टू इसमें एग्जांपल दे रखे हाउ टू स्पीच as well as how to learn walk, how to learn stand without support and how to sit without support. So biological maturation is very important to learn. The first few years are thus considered critical for acquiring language. A critical period is one when the child is maturationally ready to acquire a skill. During this period, the child must have favorable experiences. In the above example, opportunities to hear and practice speech, which will help her to acquire the skill. If the favorable experiences come after the critical period is over, the child first it's difficult to learn. I'll just give you one example of this. How many have young baby or maybe you are mother? So have you ever noticed your mother, your young elder sisters or those who have babies? बच्चा बोलता नहीं है तब भी मदर जो है while feeding the baby, while bathing the baby, on that time we just speak with the few words with your child to give some few words we are using to give the positive gesture to the baby, right? Baby आपको reply नहीं कर रहा in the word form, but he or she replying give you the gesture through the gesture, right? That communication, that words is actually help to understand, to learn the new words to the baby, right? जो लल्लाबाइज हम कहते हैं मदर जो है फ्रीक्वेंटली बच्चे को खिलाते हुए नहलाते हुए यूज कर रही होती है जो वर्ड्स हम लोग यूज कर रहे होते हैं. हम बच्चे को बोलते हैं देखो मम्मी आ गई है पापा आ गए. बच्चा 5 महीने का बच्चा नहीं समझ रहा है. वो सिर्फ आपकी बात को सुन रहा है पर वो रेगुलर सुनते सुनते कि हाँ ये मदर है ये मैं मम्मी हूँ मैं पापा हूँ. तो बच्चा जब बड़ा होता है तो आपको मम्मा बोलना सीख जाता है. समझ रहे हैं? ये मौसी है ये बुआ है वो उस पर रिएक्ट करता है. बच्चे को अपना नाम कैसे समझ आता है. आपने एक्सवाइजेड जो भी बच्चे का नाम रखा है लता है प्रेमा है एक्सवाइजेड जो भी आपने नाम रखा है बच्चे का वो रेगुलरली आप उसको उस नाम से बुला रहे हो तो वो समझने लगता है. दूर से भी आपने कभी बच्चे को आवाज लगाई तो वो समझ जाएगा कि मुझे बुला रहे हैं, राइट? क्योंकि वो वर्ड वो सुनते सुनते अंडरस्टैंड करने लगते हैं बच्चे. ऐसा थोड़ी ना कि बच्चा जब 2 साल का 3 साल का जब प्रॉपर्ली बोलने लगेगा तभी उसको अपना नाम समझ आएगा. बच्चा तो 5-6 महीने का होगा आप रेगुलर उसको उसके नाम से बुला रहे हो तो वो उस पे वो रिएक्ट करेगा. और वो तभी करेगा ना आप जब उससे बात कर रहे हो. अगर वही सेम बच्चा ऑर्फनेज में है या ऐसे अनफेवरेबल कंडीशन में है जहाँ उसे कोई बात करने वाला ही नहीं है वो किसी की आवाज ही नहीं सुन रहा है, राइट? तो वो कैसे सीखेगा उस चीज को. वर्ड सीखेगा ही नहीं न्यू. Critical periods are observed in social and emotional development also. Somebody is writing as such. The infant forms her first relationship with the caregiver, who is usually the mother. During the first 6 months of life, research shows that the child can form his relationship only if the caregiver is loving and nurturing. Right? Children who are unable to form an emotional attachment during the first 6 months show distress, they cry more, are fearful, do not respond to people, and withdraw from social contact. If this neglect of the child continues, she may find it difficult to form strong relationships later in life. Thus, the first 6 months are critical for social development also. When we read social development block, in that we read the Bowlby theory of that based on the social development. Though you have been reading the critical period are the best time for learning, you must remember that they are not the only time for learning. Human beings are very resilient and a child can learn after a critical period is over, though with some difficulties. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके बच्चे ने 1 साल तक जो चीज नहीं सीखी वो कभी नहीं सीखेगा, बट यू नीड उस टाइम पे और ज्यादा आपको यू नीड टू गिव मोर अटेंशन, more expressive. Influence on development. Development and learning are the result of interaction between hereditary and environment. How it affects? Sometimes question comes on this topic. How hereditary affect the development and how environment affect the development. In that there is one example, is very common example. Two identical twins living in the different environment. Are they have same problems? Those who are identical twins but are separated in the same infant age, and both are living in different environment. Are they have same personality traits or different?
No, definitely they'll have different personality traits.
Okay, just because of the environment. But few things are the same because the hereditary or not.
Yes. Yes.
Because hereditary also play their role. Some factors impact the hereditary also. Hereditary refers to the inborn traits and characteristics. These characteristics are transmitted to the child from the parents. The color of one's hair, skin, and eyes, the shape of one's nose, and the body structure and are determined by hereditary. A person's mental capacity and some personality traits are also determined by hereditary to a certain extent. Genes transmit the heredity characteristics from parents to children. They carry the codes of the biological development of an individual. The maturation of different parts of the body is also determined by genes. At what stage in life a particular organ or system mature is determined by genes. Some genes are common to all human beings, such as for 2 arms, 2 legs, heart, a digestive system, and a code for the pattern of development. कि पहले बच्चा करवट लेना सीखता है, then sit without sit with the help, then sit without help, right? These are the patterns जो एक fixed pattern है. आप कैसे भी एनवायरनमेंट में रखिए, बच्चा ऐसी सेम पैटर्न से डेवलप होगा। इंडिया का बच्चा भी इंडिया से बाहर का बच्चा भी सेम पैटर्न है। अगेन ड्यूरिंग प्री नेटल पीरियड आर द सेम। ऐसा नहीं है कि एकदम से कुछ और डिफरेंट हो जाएगा। तो फिक्स पैटर्न सभी के लिए एक जैसे है। These genes make the human being different from a tree or a house. However, the length of the arm and legs, the size of finger and toes, color of eyes, hair, skin, unique for every individual, right? These are actually dependent on the hereditary. Suppose I just give you the example. Both the parents have as such मैथ्स में दोनों पेरेंट्स वीक हैं, तो इज इट डेफिनेटली हैपन कि बच्चा भी मैथ्स में वीक होगा? तो मे बी हेरिडिटरी प्ले अ रोल, बट उसको अगर एनवायरनमेंट दूसरे में रखा गया है और वहां पे उसको बहुत अच्छा एनवायरनमेंट मिल रहा है लर्निंग का, और टू गिव द मोर अटेंशन ऑन द सेम ऑन द मैथ्स, मे बी ही इम्प्रूव। तो हेरिडिटरी रोल प्ले
Are you there, ma'am?
Hello.
Hello.
Ma'am, are you there? Please confirm.
Looks like ma'am is not there.
Okay, then tell me assignments किस किस के पूरे हो गए?
Yes, ma'am.
मैम ही है जो होती है।
Mine also.
हाँ, सिमी ने पहचान लिया। यार डेट एक्सटेंड होगी कि नहीं असाइनमेंट सबमिशन की?
Don't know, ma'am.
Don't know.
स्टूडेंट्स मेरी आवाज तब से आ रही थी आप सबको?
No, ma'am. You
No,
left.
ma'am.
ओह! कितनी देर हुई लेफ्ट हुए? शिट।
Hardly 2 to 3 minutes, ma'am. Not more than that.
Oh, so sorry, so sorry. I
And
just
then actually, there's I think some network issues there because you're not clearly audible to me, and I think rest of the people are agree or not. But from the very beginning, the voices like cutting or few words are able to heard, and it is like that, ma'am.
everyone facing the same problem?
Yes, ma'am, same with me.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
there's
Sometimes.
occasional
Yes,
disturbances.
ma'am.
Okay, maybe network issues. What should I do? And okay, I just finished that unit 3. Mm,
Ma'am, I
Must.
have joined. Excuse me, ma'am. I have joined late. Can you please tell me आपने पहले क्या क्या info दिया है so that I aware of that.
Hello.
Yes.
फर्स्ट ब्लॉक हमारा फिनिश हो गया है। ब्लॉक 1 मैंने अभी कवर किया है। आपका MCD 01। Till now, is there any problem? Yeah, there is any doubt in block 1?
No, ma'am. I have one question.
Please.
Suppose in exam, what is the format? Do we will we get fill in the blanks, match the following, or just the questions?
Questions. So you get the 7 or 8 theory questions and you need to do 5 questions.
Okay, and in the same pattern, like which is given in the assignment, 1,000 words, 400, 150. Any word limit will be there? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are, but ma'am is not here, I think.
मैंने just joined from the other phone.
Okay,
Uh,
whatever.
now, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
maybe for
Yes,
500
ma'am.
word limit or 10 marks, you maybe have the 500 or 6, 700 word limit. They will give you word limit.
Right, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Ma'am,
Yes.
uh, uh, will the sample question papers be available? Like, will it be available online?
No, as such, because this is a
Because this is a new course.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Ma'am, will we be the first batch to take the exams, take this course?
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you repeat your question? I just, as such, voice is just.
Yeah, because when I looked through the past question papers, I didn't find any for these subjects, this particular course. So I just
I'm
want
saying
to know if
new.
we are the first batch to be doing this.
Yes, yes. This is the first batch. No,
Oh,
this is a second batch. Second batch.
but
In the
then the
very
past
few.
question papers were not there.
Yes, only first batch. Very few students were there on that time.
Yeah, ma'am, but they would have taken an exam, right? That those question papers I couldn't find in the previous year's question papers.
At previous years, the previous session only.
Okay,
We
but whatever, that question paper itself wasn't available.
uploaded on that.
Yes, it was not yet uploaded. So
Right.
is it possible to upload that so that we get an idea of how the questions would be?
I will ask from the center.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am, this is Jayashree here. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Ma'am, whether I need to know, I have completed my assignments and started my internship of project 2. And as I completed project 1, at the end of this month, there is a deadline of giving all the projects and assignments. So there is an extension of any project work, ma'am, because till April 1st, my second project internship is to be held.
Last date is in June, and only
Hello?
assignment date is 31st March.
Okay, ma'am.
So
Okay.
31st March, you need to submit only assignment.
Okay, ma'am. Then, if possible, of completing the projects at the
After
first
the
week of
exam.
April. Okay. After the exams only we need to complete, ma'am.
Ma'am, what is the submission date for project?
30th of June is the last date for submission of both the projects.
Okay. Before that, if you have completed the internship, we can write a reports and we can submit, isn't it, ma'am?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So you need to that you can do your project work after your exam, even before your exam. Okay. Am I audible to everyone? Now your
Yes,
doubt.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, but can you repeat it?
You can submit your project.
You can submit your project work after the exam as well as before the exam. It's totally up to you, right? If you finish your work within the last date of submission,
Last date of submission, it will take 3 months to result go out. इवैल्यूएशन में 3 मंथ्स लग जाते हैं जब ने सपोज जैसे अभी आप लोगों का 31 मार्च लास्ट डेट है. आई थिंक ये पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया आप सबका. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
your doubt is clear. Is there any doubt, or I'll wind up my class today?
Ma'am, can we get the recording of this, ma'am? Because
Yes,
initially I
definitely.
couldn't join. Through where, ma'am? Ma'am?
Yes, please. हाँ बताइए आप.
Ma'am, I asked about whether I get the recordings of this through which move.
Maybe university will upload on the regional center site, right?
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
You get that information maybe through mail. Maybe they will upload. They will share on the email. I will ask from the regional center. How will they provide you that?
Okay, ma'am.
Now I'll stop.
रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप कर दी है। सो कोई और डाउट है तो ठीक है, अदरवाइज आई लीव द सेशन। टुडे वी फिनिश्ड आवर फर्स्ट ब्लॉक। एनी डाउट?
No, ma'am.
Okay, students.
Thank you so much, ma'am.